Aloha guys, GRTV specialty session here. I'm going to show you how to do a global shield, protective white light throughout the entire world. Alright, it's kind of like a spiritual activation of the physical places. I'm going to imagine people doing light work, both myself, visualizing myself. I'm going to be holding the light up, the wand, the finger up like this, and it's going to be shooting out white, bright white light. But furthermore, imagining other people doing it to, say, buildings in the distance, it bouncing off. And I'm going to show you how to activate with a local place where you are. Obviously, you need to be in a safe place to do this, to focus, quiet place. But you could just follow along with this tutorial, right? So we're going to activate the immediate area where we are. So just hold your fingers up. Imagine a brilliant laser beam of bright white light is scanning all through the through the buildings. You can imagine it. You can beam yourself, like your feet. Imagine like a force field of bright white light around you. You can imagine it going through buildings. Let's say it's preferable to be indoors, but you gotta just run right through. If there's any immediate problems, solve them. Any immediate conflicts or anxieties that you have, obviously you want to do that. Somebody you're upset at, visualize them smiling, visualize a bright white light, maybe them grabbing a sphere of white light, and proceed to, maybe there's like a problem in the house you're living at. Just beam a laser beam through that situation. Imagine the aura of the objects or people being enlightened in brightness, and continue on to do this shield, this global shield activation. All right, so imagining now, you got to start imagining large objects like buildings or mountains, possibly where you are, and imagine that they start to, their aura starts to activate and kind of connect to each other with streams of light, like an electrical field, kind of like the Matrix movies portrays this idea of the unified field construct. That's the direction we're going with this, and so imagine the light hits a largest structure you can imagine. You can in your proximity, and it creates a it creates a beam of light up into the sky. This area is now activated, guys. Now you're going to go to, I'm going to go lead to 7 points. They're sometimes called the Earth chakras. And where I'm going to imagine people around them, around these certain natural locations, most of the mountains, and I'm going to conclude by doing any specialty, any key areas, like sometimes I'll do soldiers, sometimes I'll do any people, authority, figures in power, in positions where the goal, of course, is to aid them in not abusing their power, and the only means by which that's done is, in my opinion, by doing the light work and exercising different forms of self-control, such as exercise and so on. But when we're kind of on the sidelines doing this light work, throughout the world, and we're going to aim it towards people who are in the zone, in the conflicts they're in the tough decision making scenarios they're involved with. And so let's just train that light. In fact, what I'll do is I'll make this part 1 of the introduction, and then I'll start up immediately after, because I just did a quick breakdown on the global shield. And remember, we're going to see people of different races smiling and also doing the light work. But now I'm going to conclude it and do part 2. That'll be the actual shield. Thanks for viewing, and please find part 2 when you're ready. We're in a quiet, good spot to do this. And also, please consider that you want to, you want to. Sometimes it helps to listen to like binaural beats or Zen, different music that'll, or perhaps, and also what I do is I spiral myself like a hula hoop. You want to make sure that you're all feeling good. Like do a set of push-ups if your back aches. Do some jumping jacks, or even lift some weights for a second. Do whatever you need to get yourself in a good, relaxed state of mind. Doing some breathing, like a deep breath in and out. Let's do that a few more times. In, breath out. Again, in, and breath out. And when you're ready for part 2, when you're in the zone, then press play.